All right. Live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this beautiful full moon in Aquarius live event. Make sure to share this, please, you guys. I'm going to be doing channeled messages from the Galactics for this one because I was called to. Because the Aquarian energy is definitely galactic. It's definitely out of this world. All right, let me see. Move some things around so you guys could hear me better. Okay, there we go. Let me see the volume. Okay, here we go. All right, say hi, whoever's here. Say hi. I don't see you guys saying hi. All right, let's see. Hi, Mara. Where is that? Hi, Carm. Okay. Let me see if this works. Yeah, it does. Okay. All right. Please share. Please share. You know what? I think I'm gonna share too. Oh, you're welcome. How was your reading? I sent you one very late. Hi, Blue Flame. Mara, did you like your reading? Your fixed star one? Let me know. Let me see. Okay. All right, they're messing around behind me right now. My guides. I just saw some running around through the backside. Okay. Make sure you guys like the video. All right, let's see. What can I do here? Okay, so let's talk about... Oh, yay, Mara, I'm glad. That's good. All right, so I was just gonna go over a couple of things regarding the energies that I was tapping into. I am a straight out, like, I just feel and sense things, okay? I don't know where planets are placed until I look them up, okay? That's just how I work, because I rather trust my intuition and the information that I'm receiving personally from my journey than just what an astrologer is going to tell me about the energy and how it's supposed to work with mine or whatever. And just, it doesn't work like that for me. Okay. It just doesn't. I know there's a lot of people who it works like that for them because they're in that frequency, or they believe in that frequency and they're in that mindset. But when your mindset is all about free flowing, like just going with the flow, like I am, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Doesn't matter what planets are going on, nothing. Anything can happen, okay? So what I've been perceiving, especially because of the Aquarian energy is all about freedom, okay? It's all about expression, no limits, okay? And also seeing the bigger picture, okay? So if there's any type of limiting belief system that you are adhering to or you are believing in, there's going to be challenges, Okay. People are going to challenge you in that belief system so that you can flow away from it and grow and expand your mind. That's what I felt this full moon is all about. It's a very potent, powerful moon. So again, belief systems are going to change. They have to. They have to in order for the soul to evolve. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with going back and reviewing how you used to think about things and now looking at yourself and how much you've grown. Okay, that's the whole purpose of this as well. We're expanding our mindsets. We're not putting ourselves in a box anymore. Okay, anything that just doesn't resonate, anything that just doesn't feel right anymore is gonna be removed. Okay, removed instantaneously. Okay, so it's gonna start off with people, with your interactions with others. Because remember, even though Aquarius is a very rebellious sign, or a very just the whole fact that it just doesn't like structures that don't work out, it's still about humans and humanity. It's still about socializing as well as being the humanitarian. Okay, so those interactions with other people who question you and your beliefs, and you doing the same thing, you know, vice versa, those are necessary for growth. Okay, yes, we're going to get pissed off. Yes, it's going to bother us, right? When people come to us, especially if they do it in a rude fashion, where they're questioning our beliefs, when they're saying, I don't think that's, you know, how it should be, I think it's this way, or whatever else. Just allow it to come in and just say what you need to say, and then press on, and then review it afterwards and say to yourself, okay, so this person was nitpicking at this belief system that I have, but why? What do I believe? Truthfully, what is it that I believe in? Okay. And does it resonate still? Is it still something attainable? Is it still something tangible? Is it still something that I need in my life? All right. That's the whole purpose of this. Okay. And then you're going to be doing the same thing to others, right? You're going to be questioning them. You're going to be asking them, like, what's the purpose of you believing in something that is harmful, that is neglectful, that is not conducive to your growth, right? So that's what I was channeling. That's the energy that I picked up for myself, for other people, you know, for the collective. Okay. And so just be open. Okay. Yes, you're going to get mad. Yes, there's going to be arguments. Okay. Be ready for it. Okay. Because honestly, Aquarian energy thrives in that. They thrive in arguments, in debating, and, you know, just digging into seeing what's going on. You know, why can't we change this? Why does it have to be that way? Right? Questioning. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they do. Thank you, Maggie. Hi, Norma. Yep. So it's okay to get pissed off. Okay, it's okay to go off on people. Like, I understand the whole, you know, purpose of having these debates is to learn, right? It doesn't mean you have to learn instantaneously right there and then in the situation. Let yourself flow. Okay, let your feelings come out, because this is not about being reserved. This is about really showing up, really showing yourself how much you've grown, as well as what you're willing to leave behind and take from these interactions. Okay, so just remember this. Okay, just remember this. So at least that's what I always perceive it in that way, because I have Aquarians in my family, and all they do is question. All they do is question. or they're like, oh, that doesn't sound right, let me ask more questions, right? They don't like people who hide things. They don't like people who are holding back something. They don't like to be told what to do as well. So they're gonna question. And so that's what I feel this energy is gonna help you, push you out of your own box and question what you're seeing, especially when it comes to like your own cultural beliefs too, right? Oh, that's been done. That's how, just how it is, right? That's like the ultimate like fuck you to an Aquarius. Like, oh, that's just how things are. No, no, that is not. Like Aquarian energy is like, nope. We gotta dig. We gotta see why it's like that and what can we do to fix it or modify it or make it better, for everyone. Make it more of like equal for everyone, right? So that's just how this energy is going to present itself, and you guys are more than likely, because like your guides are like, yeah, they are gonna have these conversations with other people online, or even with your own family members, as well as your people who have the same heritage, the same culture as you. Like, why is it that this is still being done? Is it because we're so used to this negative energy, or is it because it is what it is, like Capricorns like to say, it is what it is, right? So no, that's going to be that push to remove that Saturnian mentality of it is what it is. That's what I feel. That's what we're rebelling against, that it is what it is mentality. Hi, Michi. I'm excited because I always do that. So we're gonna be like, what is it? What is what it is? Let me see. Let me see why. So yeah, we're gonna be all feisty and fiery, especially because we got that Leo energy, right? We got that Leo energy backing this up as well. And Leo loves drama, and they're like, oh hell yeah, let's go, let's get this. Wait, hold on, let me get my popcorn. Okay. It's definitely gonna be that way, you guys. I already feel it. Like, I already feel it, All right, so I'm like super excited, like, and it's so funny. Like, when I was like, I tap into like different energies. I was like, okay, Leo season. All right, we're gonna get like, people are like, hell yeah, Leo season, because all of the shit that they went through for, Cancer season, even before that, Gemini, right? What I feel is gonna happen is, if you didn't do the work during Cancer season, because this is like a great opportunity to do a lot of shadow work, I feel, and then anything surrounding the feminine, right? And nurturing yourself and your family and things like that, taking care of the home, but also taking care of you, right? And learning how to balance both. I feel like those people who are just like, I'm over doing all this thing, or I'm over feeling this way, but never did the work, they're not going to get turned up for Leo season. Leo season is gonna smack him in the ass. That's what I feel is gonna happen. Like, Leo season is gonna be like, oh, you want to go out to the club and get turned up? Oh, look at your bank account, 0, 0, 0, negative zeros. I swear to God, that's what's gonna happen. And everybody's gonna be like, fuck. So don't be ignoring the work that you had to do. You had to do it in Cancer season for a reason, okay? You had a lot on your plate. You had to remove some things, right? You had to work through things, right? And thank God for Cancer season. Thank God for it, because there's a lot of growth that happened for a lot of us, and so that's why we are feeling like Leo season is going to be our season, right? Like that. Oh yeah, we're going to go get ourselves out there. We finally got things straightened out during Cancer season, right? And now we're ready to party. Now we're ready to have fun. We're ready to explore. And then of course there's going to be that I feel there's going to be a lot of love connections during Leo season. I'm not going to lie. I feel like there's like this big push for romantic connections here, for sexual, things. I was gonna say sexual promiscuity, but who knows? Hey, you know, do you, whatever. But I feel there is a lot of that that's gonna happen, and there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be reaching out to you or are gonna be bothering you. A lot of like suitors, and so just be ready for that, okay? Hi, it's a vibe. Hi, Tara. Oh, nice. Good job, Mara. Yup, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So all the shitty shit that you had to deal with and you healed and you worked through, finally you left that, you know, you cleared all of that. So now this beautiful Leo season energy is coming in to reward you for all that hard work, you know. Have fun, you know, meet someone, you know, things like that, hook up with someone, and not in the sense of just physicality. It's more like intellectual hookup too, like a stimulation. Like that's what I hear, stimulation. Leos is love stimulation, right? They love stimulation. They love to be interacted with. They love to interact with others, right? And so I feel that there are a lot of that's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of networking. There's going to be a lot of interactions. There's going to be a lot of partying. There's going to be a lot of just learning from other people and or hanging out and or you know, if you want to go out by yourself, somehow meeting someone new, right? Like it's going to be a lot of that serendipitous type of energy. I swear that's what I always picked up about this coming Leo season is like serendipitous stuff. A lot of things that you're just like, oh my God, I've been here before. Or, you know, a lot of that deja vu stuff, a lot of like, I've met this person before. It's going to be a lot of that. Okay. So just be ready. Okay. But yeah, so anyway, let's go ahead and start the readings. Let me just, oops, wrong one. You know what I don't like? I don't like when applications have a similar looking thing, right? So PayPal has a little P, right, for your application, but then Pandora has a P too. And I'm just like, oh, I always click on Pandora instead of PayPal. It's just like, oh shoot, wrong one. See, playing some music right now. Okay, all right. So we got Alicia, Norma Alicia, gift of gratitude. Thank you so much, love. So I'm gonna go ahead and channel some galactic energy for you. Okay, let's see who comes in. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. So there's Lyrans that just came in. So exploring your Lyran heritage will be very important for this Leo season, for you in particular. So these guys, they're not guys. There's one guy and there's another female. There's two females, one masculine energy. So they look like cat beings. Okay, cat beings. So they look actually like tigers. Okay. They have like a little bit of the striping. So they're saying kind of like a reckoning is coming for you. A reckoning meaning like kind of like something that you've been wanting to happen, especially when it comes to people who in your life might have, you know, done something really bad to you, or might have mistreated you in some way, or might have offended you, or might have, you know, done things behind your back and things like that. Just selfishness, pure selfishness on their behalf. They're saying there's a reckoning coming. Okay, meaning that they are going to get what is due to them, karmically speaking. Okay, and so that being said, if they're just telling you, just be ready. Okay, be ready, because you're going to have someone reaching out to you and apologizing or trying to connect with you once more regarding this situation from the past. And this is someone from the past. Okay, and so to me, I feel like this is kind of like something that you've been wishing for, and not in a negative way. It's more like, I wish they would learn from this, right? I wish they will learn from this so that they won't harm other people. I wish they will learn from this so that they won't mistreat others. Okay. And so I think this is exactly what's happening for this person, Norma, where they've learned their lesson, and it's kind of like they're coming in and trying to heal that about themselves, right? And then not necessarily like they're saying, not necessarily telling you straight out, I'm sorry. It's more like acknowledgement that they did something wrong. An acknowledgement, that's what it is, because something wrong happened to them too, right? So it's kind of like they had a taste of their own medicine, and so now they're just like, oh, okay, you know what, shit, I fucked up, you know. So that's what I got these Lyrans telling me for you, okay, Norma? So let's see. Oh, my bad. All right, so Tara Martinez. Tara, you are next, my love, and then I'm gonna do randos, okay? Randos. All right, you guys. So you know, it's so funny when I look at my chart. I have no Leo, like I have nothing, no houses. Like I have a house, like 12th house Leo or whatever, but I don't have any planets in Leo, and so for me, it's kind of like I have to really tap in to Leo energy in order for me to actually learn from it, right? Because I don't really have that much going on within my chart regarding that. But I'm sure if I look at my progress chart, I'm probably having something there. But 12th house Leo falls under that. When I look at the houses, so because I'm a Virgo rising, and so I'm looking at it, I'm just like, maybe there's an energy there that I could tap in, something hidden, right? Something hidden. So I've always thought, you know, the only thing that I could really think of that's a Leo placement that's a little bit hidden for me, or it's kind of similar to that, is my fearlessness when it comes to public speaking. You know, like I've not had that. Like when I was a kid, I hated it. But when I started, you know, when I joined the military, I had to do it. And now it's just like, whatever, you know, like, and I'm like, that's one of the Leo things, is that they don't really care what, you know, what people think, in that sense, where they're going to speak their truth. They're going to go out there and they're going to talk, and they're going to do this publicly. That's why a lot of them are actors. A lot of them are singers. A lot of them are, you know, entertainers, right? Because they don't care in that sense of like, oh, am I going to look stupid? You know, things like that. And so I think that's where I'm tapping into that, where I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like I never cared. I'm like, I never really cared. But more than anything, it's because if I look like a goofball, I really don't care. You know, like this is actually how I really am in real life. And like I joke around a lot, okay? And so displaying this publicly is much more important for me, because I want you guys to know that when I joke around and I crack up over my stupid jokes, that's just who I am. And I don't really care anymore, right? And I think this is what Leo season is definitely highlighting for a lot of us, where they're just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I never cared. Like, like I'm gonna be a goofball. I'm gonna do some stupid TikToks or something and look like an idiot, and that's okay. Like I don't care, because I normally that's just how I know what I'm saying. But yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and see what Tara got. Okay, so let's see Tara, see who comes in for you. All right, Tara. So I have Arcturians coming in for you. So we have 3. They always show up in 3s in my when I see Galactics, especially the Arcturians. 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9. But anyway, so these are all feminine energies. Okay, these are their skin tone is like a very translucent color, like but with green tone, okay, like a light green tone, translucent. So these guys, these women are, or Arcturians, are healers. Okay, these what I call the ultimate healers of this galaxy are the Arcturians. They do a lot of medical technology. They help you with learning about medical technology and about healing technology, spiritual technology, things like that. They are uh, they specify uh, in particular with you is the seeing through things, meaning like seeing into like the microscopic universe. Okay, like this is something that you can do, like it's going to start being more apparent. Okay, so you might be like sitting here looking at a solid object, and it might start to turn colors, and then from there like symbols might show up, and then from there you're going to start looking at like kind of like they look like atomical structures. Okay, that's what they're showing me. And then from there you see it, you see what it's composed of, like the atoms. Okay, and so what these beings are saying, they're going to start working with you when you're ready with healing work. Okay, so that's how you're going to start perceiving the world. You're going to start perceiving other people in that way, especially when you're doing healing work on them. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of that, kind of like being like the looking through a microscope. Okay, into like the into that little universe. That's how you understand what the building blocks of creation really are. Okay, that's exactly what they're saying, so that you can comprehend what exists there and what you can do to assist whoever it is that you're doing healing work with. Because I say with, because the person's doing the healing work too. Activate anything that's missing there, anything that's dormant there, anything that is a need to replenish cellular structures. Okay, so it's kind of like breaking down the cellular walls and going into the microscopic universe within each cell, and then repairing or stimulating for new cell growth. Okay, so that's what they're saying. So the way you can work with them is calling them in through meditation. Okay, and you can start now where you want to have that relationship established with them. They're gonna feel angelic because that's how the Arcturians are. They're seventh dimensional and higher. So they are very close to the angelic realm. And so they're going to feel angelic. So they're going to be perceived as angels at first. Okay. You're going to think, oh, it's an angel. But then they're going to clarify how they really look. And they'll tell you, okay, they're the Arcturians or whatnot. And so, yeah. So that's really exciting, Tara. Oh, you keep seeing dozens of orbs. Yay! Awesome. All right. Thank you again, Tara. All right, so next we have is Kayla Farwell. Hi, Kayla. Oh, what happened? Mara, you used a smiley face on the for the notes. Oh, you're so cute. Thank you, Mara. It doesn't work. Ooh, this is my favorite song. I remember this is the band's called Jaguares now, but they used to be called Los Caifanes. This is a Mexican rock band, and they like incorporating, like cumbia music to their music. So I love this one. This is like one of my favorites. Yeah, Carmen, lo negra Tomasa, yup. That's your jam too? I, I, I. Esa negra linda, viene loco, que me come poquito a poco. Love it, love it, love it. Everybody do a dance. A little cumbia. All right, so enough dancing. Let's get to Kayla. All right, Kayla, let's see who comes up for you. All right, so we have the Syrian hybrids. So Syrian hybrids, let's see. So we're coming from Sirius Bravo, so Sirius B. And these are hybrid aquatic beings, okay? So we have like the humanoid, well, mer people, okay? Because remember, mer people are actually hybrids, okay? They're hybrid orca and humanoid, okay? So these guys look like they have black tails, and like it turns from black into like a purple color, and then that's it, like the rest of them is like that too, okay? So the outline of their, like, for example, the feminine one that I'm looking at, she doesn't have hair, okay? Her, like, there's like these ridges on top of her head, and then she has her ears that point up a little bit, and then her gills and stuff and whatnot, and then everything. So this is all purple, right? And then the gills are black, and the ridges are black, and the ears, like the tips of them, the very top, are black. So it's kind of like a patterning that she has. And so she's showing herself like this, and then there's the masculine one that comes in as well. And these are kind of like referencing your ability to heal with water, purify with water, okay? So healing waters. That's what they keep saying, healing waters, healing waters. There is a great, tremendous amount of healing work that you've already accomplished so far when it comes to your emotional healing, okay? But what happens there is when it's transmuted, right? When you transmute energy, such as when you're going through the healing work within the emotional body, it starts to kind of like wash over you like a river. So it kind of starts to move away from your chakra systems and through the meridians and out of your body, you know, into like water, into like the ocean, kind of like the rivers connecting into the ocean, right? And so this kind of like tells me that it's movement forward, that you're doing the work, that this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And one of your key, or one of the best things for you to do when you do healing work is use water, okay? Drink more water, purify your body, use baths, baths for healing, also use sprays for healing. So making a spray with essential oils, right? And clearing a space like that. Also beautifying with water. So rose water, witch hazels, things like that for the skin, to heal the skin, to purify and repair the skin. There's just a lot of things that you can do with this, and I'm sure you probably are doing it. But yes, this is one of your most potent types of healing abilities here, using the element of water, okay? So intuition as well. That's what it all, like, emotion and intuition go hand in hand here with that element of water, okay? And so you allow yourself to flow intuitively, meaning like you're just like you learn things, but you modify them to work with you. Okay. And so this is one of the things that's very specific about flowing water, is that it's not stagnant and it's not rigid in its beliefs. And when intuition comes in, it allows it to come in, it allows it to flow in. Okay. And so that's why, these mer people are saying, yeah, you're just like a river, where it just flows. And then you don't become rigid like what something would be, like a pond that has no outlet, right? And so that's why it continuously changes, it continuously flows. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Kayla. Hope that makes sense. All right. All right. So next we have is Mara. Hi, love. Thanks. All right. So, this song that's played right here. So the word says "me vale todo," right? That means I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit about anything. Like, I don't care what people think. This is the Leo season theme song. I swear to God, it is. Really, it really is. It's funny because I remember as a kid when I went to Mexico to visit my family, right? So I have a cousin who's a Pisces sun. Boy, was he a bad kid. Oh my God. I had to beat him up a couple of times a week, I swear to God. Like, he was that bad. Anyway, it was my sister's birthday because we would go there to, during our summer breaks, right? And my sister's birthday falls August 8th, right? She's a Leo. I learned a lot about Leos through her. Anyway, she's a goofball though. Like, she doesn't give a shit. Anyway, so he bought this because it was her birthday. He asked his dad for extra money from his allowance, right? Because we usually get an allowance a week. We like 5 pesos la semana, which is 5 pesos, which is nothing, right? But back then, in Mexico, it was like, oh shit, we're fucking rich, bitch. Like, we're fucking rich. We're making it rain dulces and tacos, That's exactly what we thought as kids back then. Oh my God. But anyway, so he told me, let's go down to the corner store and let's go get your sister a birthday present. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. So I went and got all of her favorite candies and snacks or whatever. And then what he got was a CD, or not a CD, a cassette. Okay. We're born in 1980s. Okay. We're fucking old. So we still had cassettes. So we still have cassette players back then, okay? So he goes and he's like, oh my God, let's get her this Mana cassette. And I was like, who the fuck is Mana? Like, me and as a kid, I had no idea who Mana was. And he's like, oh, they're the best rock and roll band ever. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And so it was I think it was like 10 pesos for a cassette of Mana, right? And he had 5, and I saved my fucking money. He never saved his fucking money. So I had I think about let's see, it was like 5. I think I had about 20 pesos, and I already wasted 10 of them. So yeah, I saved my money. So anyway, he's like, hey, let's go halfsies, and I'm like, well, because you can't afford it, No, this fool, I had no idea that he asked his dad for extra money, okay? I didn't know, all right? So this fool goes and says, no, I just need 5 pesos more, I need just 5 more from you. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I gave him 5 pesos. 10 pesos together. He got the tape, and then we got it and everything. And then he's like, wait, let's play some video games, because they had the video games, like they had Pac-Man, and then they had Street Fighter, Las Maquinitas. That's what he called it, right? And so these are like the machines, right? The the arcade machines, right? And he's like, oh, let's play. And he's like, do you have money? And I'm like, yeah, I do, but we're just gonna play one game, okay? And he's like, okay. So I go and put in and it's like about a peso, right, for one game, and it's like 3 rounds the game or whatever. And so we play it, and then he's like, oh, hey, can you let me borrow 1 more peso so I could come back later with my friend and play? And I'm like, okay, sure. So I give him that, and then we walk up back to the house, and then we give my sister the presents, and she was like, who the hell's Mana? Like. She had no idea who this rock band was either. And so he's like, hey, can I borrow your tape? Can I just listen to it? And she's like, sure. So this fool, he supposedly bought the gift for my sister, but he's rocking out in his room to Mana, right? Just like this fool. And then my uncle comes in and he's like, hey, honey, did you guys buy your sister presents? I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I gave Matthew extra money so that you guys could both buy presents for your sister. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, because he made me buy half of that present. And then he asked me for money to play the maquinitas. And he's like, are you serious? My uncle went off. He went off, and he went and got his ass out of his room, and that very song, Me Vale, was playing, and my uncle he flipped his lid, because that, to him, that was a bad word, right? That's so bad, right? And he flipped out, and he fucking spanked his ass so hard. Yep. So that was the story. My little Piscean cousin, he gypped me out of fucking money. And then he gypped my sister out of a music cassette or whatever. Y'all, they're slick. Those Pisceans are slick, man. Hi, Lizzie. Hi, Into the Awakening. Hi, Mike. Bro, he got me good, though. He got me good. Here I was, being my nice little Virgo rising self, because I really was a Virgo rising as a kid, because I did not like playing with kids. I didn't like people. I didn't like going outside. Unless I got into the backyard and do some gardening. I really was in that phase of a Virgo rising as a kid. Anyway, he got me good, his little Pisces self. All right, so let's move on to, sorry about this, Mara, I'm going on a tangent. Let's move on to Mara. Yes, as a kid, I was like, no people. All right, so I'm breaking free now. I'm not gonna be the Virgo rising, all this time, letting myself flow, go with the flow. All right, so because Lizzie's like as a kid or as a right now. Alicia says, I used to run to my room when people would knock on the door. I actually still do that. Stranger danger. Let's pretend that no one's home. I still do that. I don't run to the room. I just peek the window and who is it? I'm not going to answer my door. Fuck that. I'm not answering the door for strangers. They always want to sell you something. There's always someone selling something. So I'm like, nope. All right, Mara, let's go ahead and see who comes up for you. Ooh, okay, so okay, these guys are Syrians, okay? They're Syrians too, from Series A, but they want you to explore something here on Earth, okay? They want you to explore the Sumerian tablets. I'm not sure. I've never really looked into those things, but they want you to explore the Sumerian culture, the Sumerian gods in particular. Because there's a link there to Syrian guides, to the ones that are coming in, and to you, and Samaria. Okay. So one of them is like he looks like one, you know, like he has the wings and that hat thing or whatever. So he's presenting himself like one. I feel there is a link there to ancient wisdom that you've actually. He keeps pointing at a tablet and you like chiseling away. Okay, so you writing it, you writing some of this stuff. Okay. Okay, he's talking about how every different ancient civilization has information or has connections to Samaria, especially with the legends. And he's kind of like thinking, he's saying like the tablets of Thoth, you know, like the emerald tablets, similar to these, similar stories about advancements, advanced civilizations, a connection to creator, a connection to the universe, a connection to gifts and the mysteries and things like that, right? An exploratory revelation. That's what he's kind of like emphasizing, connecting back to that. Okay. He's also kind of like highlighting that, like the scribe. Okay, the scribe, become the scribe once more. That's what he's saying. Become the scribe once more. Explore this side of you. Okay, recording time, recording history, recording the mysteries, recording the blessings that happen upon the earth, upon, you know, Sirius and all these other constellations. Exploring that once more. Okay. And he's showing kind of like an ancient library as well, like a huge ancient library with the scrolls. And so this looks like Alexandria to me. But he's saying it's before that. It's before that. So a lot of the scrolls, he's kind of emphasizing, a lot of the scrolls of that were found in Alexandria, they're used to exist there, came from Samaria, came from all the ancient, like before the ancient Egypt, you know, before that. The Dead Sea Scrolls, things like that, you know, they existed in Samaria, and from Samaria were distributed to all of the peoples of the continents. That's what he's emphasizing. He keeps emphasizing this. So he's saying explore that, okay? Explore that part of you, that memory that you have within you of being there, of being a witness. Okay? So, yeah. Oh, honey. Yes, honey. So, yeah, so explore that. It's definitely time. It's time. Yeah. It's time. You remember that? Yay! Yep. Yes, into the awakening. Yep, they're all coming together as one. Yep, exactly, because they all came from somewhere, right? And they all have the same practices, the same beliefs, the same stories, the same history, right? So, yay! Yay! Awesome! Thank you, Mara. But yeah, so that's what we have for you, love. Yay! I'm excited. That's exciting, especially when beings like that show up, because I've explored Sumeria here and there, right? But never had an actual guide like come up and say it's time for you to explore, you know, like anything like that. So it's fascinating to see the energy come in, as well as the way that this guy presented himself. But yeah, so to me, like ancient Sumeria was kind of like, okay, thinking about the Anunnaki, I'm thinking about, you know, all these other things, and understanding the misconceptions behind them too, right? There's a misconception of the Sumeria, you know, heritage itself. And so an exploration of this, because as you becoming, or you realizing who you really are, you know, one of the scribes of being there presently, you know, and witnessing everything, it's time for you to write it down, rewrite the history, right? So that's what it is. Like, that's what he's emphasizing. It's time for you to rewrite the history through your perspective, because all of these other things that are going on in the world, everybody else putting in their own perspectives, there's a lot of negativity, you know, based on other people's perspectives, but your perspective was never negative, you know, because you were there and you saw a different thing going on here. You know, you saw a different you know, energy, a different civilization rising, you know. So yeah, that's what I got for you, Mara. All right, let's see. Oh, oops. Okay, so we're gonna do random. I'm just gonna stop in somebody. Maggie, we're gonna do yours. Yeah, before the fall. Yeah, Mara. Yep. See, you're already there. You already know. So it's time for you to share that with the world, so that don't emphasize just one thing from that civilization, right? Because it's more than that, right? All right. Okay, so we have Ms. Maggie, if you're still here. Let me know. Okay. And then after this, I'm going to pull cards for the collective and see what we got going on and who should we work with the Galactics, okay? All right, so Miss Maggie, Mags, if you're here, let me know. You're watching my old videos the other night? Dude, I watched one of them because it's like popping up, right? Like they're like cycling, like I don't know why, like YouTube is cycling like my old stuff, and I'm like, dude, this was back in 2018. Holy shit! I'm like, oh fuck! I'll to review all the stuff I've told you. Taking notes. Yeah, like I had like someone say that, well, the Christ consciousness meditation, that was the big hit. Like there's a lot of people who watch that, and I'm like, oh shit! Like I didn't realize how many people watched it. I was like, holy shit! But it was good. I like that because that was like when I was working with Jesus, like right there. He was always, Jesus is my homeboy, right? But he was one of my favorite ascended masters to work with back then, and so I was always working with him, and so getting initiated and doing the things that the Christos consciousness, you know, Christ consciousness was a big thing for me to really realize the oneness of creation, right? That's where I felt it the first time with him. It's like the oneness of the interconnectedness of everything and everyone, right? And creator, of course. And so he taught me all that stuff when I was working with him. So he was like, do a meditation. I was like, okay, I'll do a meditation. So I'm like, okay. So I did one. And it's on the YouTube channel. You guys could explore it. I was so surprised it actually came out really well. And now I'm like, every time I want to do a meditation, it's like, oh, there's something wrong with this, or there's something feedback right here. Like, oh. All right, so Miss Maggie, I don't see you here, so I'm just gonna move on. Let's see, random pull. We got Carm. Carm, if you're here, let me know. Aw, thank you, Lizzie. Mara says, Ari is granting me on Earth. No more flying, but sweet incorporation to the Earth realm since the last meditation. Ah, thank you. Ah, thank you into the awakening. Oh, you guys. My Pisces moon is like, ugly cry. Thank you guys. All right, Pisces. Calm down. All right, Karen, let's see who comes up for you. Oh, thank you, Alicia. All right, come on, you guys. Oh, thank you. Aw. All right, I need to stop reading these comments. Oh my god. I love you guys. Oh my god. Okay. Let it flow. No! Maybe later. Let's just do some readings, you guys. All right. You know, I like get like really like I think I've only cried one time in like a video, but that was like in a group chat, in a group thing or whatever, in a group thing. So nobody really saw it for the group members. I was going through some shit. Oh my god. Yeah, Michi's like Sagittarius said no. My Virgo Rice is like poppycock. We don't do that here. No, we don't do that here. Yeah, they're happy tears. but in that life it was not happy tears. It was like, I fucking hate people. Tears. All right. So anyway, that's another story for another day. So let's go ahead and see what we have for you, love. Okay, Carm. Oh, we got Pleiadian energy coming in, but Native American connection here. Okay, so the first thing that I saw was these Native people in like a circle, and they were doing like a drumming, and they're right underneath the Pleiades star cluster, and then this big light came down upon them, and then in the light you see three beings, and then all of a sudden around the Native American people, you see more Pleiadians, like kind of like holding space for them, activations and things like that. So they're kind of saying holding space for your brethren, holding space for your loved ones, holding space for the world. It's very important to work with this Pleiadian energy, because the Pleiades is all about assistance here, okay? Humanitarian work, right? It is also about being the diplomat, right? Being the one who holds space for people to grow, okay? Like to grow and learn from their mistakes, things like that. And so they're kind of saying this is something very important for you to start to, I don't know if you already do this, but for you to start to do it more often, okay? Where even though we have situations in our lives where we have people who might not adhere to our advice at that moment in time, we hold space for them to make the choices that they need to make for themselves, right? for self-improvement or for whatever mistakes they want to make, whatever. We hold space, okay? And so this is something that the Pleiadians are definitely making sure that you understand that this is a part of you. And then the whole Native American is the connection to the mother and the way that they hold space, energetically speaking, with the mother for her healing, right? And so that's the same thing where we hold space for people in our lives, and then the same thing for the mother for her healing, okay, for the earth, okay, working with her as well. This will help you with grounding. This will also help you with healing, especially if you have situations where you become overwhelmed with other people's problems, right? And this is a very common thing for Pleiadians, starseeds in particular, where they take in people's problems because they're the ones that people come to for advice, right? Because they're the ones that are mitigating situations, disputes. They're the ones that are the ones that are going to be the mediator, right? Okay. So that being said, using the mother to assist you with releasing of this energy will be very beneficial for you, so that you don't have to take it in anymore. Okay. So grounding, going outside, laying on her, asking her to hold you, asking her to remove other people's energies, other people's problems from your shoulders will be very beneficial for you too. Okay, because you do hold a lot of energy within you, because that's what you do. You transmute things, right? You repair things, you fix things, you fix situations and stuff like that. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Kern, or Karm. Sorry. Yay. So use the Mother Earth, use the Pleiadian guides to help you with that, okay? All right. Yep, you are. Yep, the Pleiadians are like, yep. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Oh, there you are, Maggie. I was calling your name, like, come back. All right, Maggie, we'll do yours since I did call you earlier. Oh, Venice Beach, nice. Oh, Venice Beach needs a lot of help right now, for sure. Where all the homeless need, the assistance that they need. Hopefully, they'll get it. A high majority of them don't really come from California. They come from different states, and they're when they get picked up in these different states, they get questioned like, okay, where do you want to go? Ultimately, where do you want to live, right? And they all like want to go to California because it's sunny, right? And the temperature is not that bad. And they think that it's, better weather-wise and things like that. But unfortunately, they end up not getting the care that they need because it's just the system over there is overwhelmed with how many homeless people keep coming in, right, to California. And so Venice Beach in particular has been hit like big time with this, I would even say it's like a miniature pandemic there for homeless, unfortunately. And like I said before, they're not from the area, some of them are not. And so, a really good thing for us to do is to, hold space for them to find, the things that they need to find to heal and move on, from their circumstances if they choose to, of course. Because it is definitely a choice too. They could try to seek treatment, or hopefully somebody will go get them or help them out, things like that. So that'll be very important for all of us to hold space for California. Yeah, California as a whole. Yeah, as a whole itself. Yeah, exactly. All right. So, yeah, exactly. The drug abuse. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Yeah. A lot of the homeless, I wouldn't say like a high percentage, but like I would say I don't even know how much of a percentage are actually veterans from like Vietnam, and that, you know, the whole situation there was horrible for them, where that was the last time anybody was drafted. Okay. So just imagine you being a guy coming out of high school, and all of a sudden you got drafted. You didn't get to choose what you were gonna do, and you got thrown into, you know, the front lines, you know, and then you had to get combat ready within weeks. So you were ill prepared to begin with. You didn't even want to be there, you know, and so then they got thrown out in the jungle, and a lot of them saw a lot of shit. You know, a lot of them saw their buddies, you know, die in front of them, you know, or get blown up and things like that. Horrible things, right? And unfortunately, you know, the only thing that they can do to escape those nightmares was to use, you know, abuse morphine, or abuse opioids that they found, you know, over there with the Vietnamese villages and things like that, or other heavy drugs, right? And so that messed them up, right? And so when they came home, they weren't the same anymore, right? Chemically, as well as energetically, emotionally, right? And so a lot of these veterans that you see that are homeless, you know, are coming from that era, from the Vietnam era, okay? And if you see younger ones, that they're coming from, you know, the shit that happened in Iraq, right? And so I feel really horrible more than anything for them, because again, these are people that didn't choose to go, you know what I mean? It was forced upon them, you know? And so, yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, Triker, yeah, And it's unfortunate because, you know, even though there are programs for them, they still don't, you know, they still don't get what they need, right? Ultimately, right? Because I remember when I was in the military, we actually would set up tents for them during the winter time. Back in Northern California, we had like this, it was this, I think it was like a fairs grounds where we would rent out for like, I think 2 weeks, during the winter. And we would pitch the tents for them. And then we'll get medical people to come in to check them out. And then we had like boots and clothes and stuff like that for them. And the only thing that they had to do is make sure they have any weapons on them. Because when you get veterans together and they have weapons, they might stab each other, right? So that's what we did. We just made sure that they were safe, and then we would provide whatever they needed. A lot of them, you know, would see them, and then they wouldn't even be, unfortunately, they didn't have time to, you know, there was nowhere to shower, things like that. We set up a shower for them, things like that. And then I remember this one guy, and I remember him so vaguely, you know, like at first, because I didn't really notice him, because I was so busy like doing other stuff with everything. Like, he was like big, you know, like facial structure and stuff like that. And then the only thing that I remember is his shaking, like the tremors that he had. Like, it was so bad that he couldn't eat. And so I like remember one of my sergeants was like, "Hey, let's go help this guy." And I'm like, "Help him with what?" And he's like, "Help him eat." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah." So we sat with him. We started asking him questions, and he had like, because he shaked so badly that he couldn't even talk. Like, he had like he would stammer. And then we asked him if he went to go get checked by the medical people, and he's like, yeah, you know, like stammering and stuff like that. And I was like, instantly, that was like, I was already connected energetically as medical intuitive. I felt like this half of my brain just like completely black. Like, it just went black. And I started like kind of like feeling like the nervous system just like all over my body, just like it's just like wired wrong. Like, I kept telling myself, "Oh my God, this is wired wrong." And then so I was like, are you gonna get medication? For some reason, I just spat like, are you gonna get medication for your tremors? Like, do you have Parkinson's? And he's like, yeah, I have Parkinson's. And I'm like right away, like that was like my first, like, kind of like, oh my God, I'm talking to somebody about their medical history intuitively, right? And then my sergeant's like, how do you know that? Like, and I was just like, oh shit. And so I was like, you have Parkinson's disease? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, are you going to talk to somebody about this? And he's like, yes, I'm hoping to get something, you know? And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I was like, do you need a wheelchair? And he's like, yes, please. Yes, I don't think I can walk over there anymore. And I'm like, okay. So we went and got him a wheelchair. And we helped him up and sat him down. And after, like, because my sergeant was like finishing up feeding him or whatever, and we went and got him into the with a nurse. And then I told her, I was like, I don't know if he has a chart or anything, but he clearly has Parkinson's disease. And she's like, okay, we'll figure it out. And then so they pulled up his history from the VA, and then they said, yep, he was diagnosed, and so now he just needs a medical refill or whatever, like medication refill. And so they got him all cleared and everything. And it's funny because, like, I never, like, to me, I was just like, that was the weirdest feeling to be in his body and feel exactly what he was feeling. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then so he was like tearing up, and he was just like, thank you, you know. And I'm like, you're welcome, you know. And then we're just like helping other people and things like that. But it's just horrible to see these men, you know, end up like that because our government hasn't, you know, done as much as they should, you know, for them. And it's very sad. It's very sad. It breaks my heart every time that I know that these men were forced to go fight a war that didn't amount to anything. And now they come back broken, you know, and having to deal with this for the rest of their lives, you know, and not having the help that they need. It's horrible. But yeah, so anyway, Maggie, what are you doing? It's your energy. I'm like all like upset now. I swear that's Scorpio. Like, oh my God. All right. So anyway, let's, Maggie. Oh, I'm sorry. I was like tearing up too. All right. So Maggie, let's see what comes up for you. Okay. Or who comes up. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. So. Okay. This is different. All right. So. There's two energies coming in. One is like a Venusian energy, Venusian energy. So these are kind of like these beings that actually arrived on the earth like a long time ago. Okay, this is centuries ago. These beings still exist in the ether, okay? They have a schoolhouse there. But there is a link to Lyra with them. Okay, there's a link to Lyra there. Okay, so these are like so they're kind of showing like the timeline or the events that led them to Venus. Okay, and led them to populate that particular planet. So there were never ever surface dwellers in Venus. There was always etheric beings. Okay. So the evolution of Lyra, when Lyrans became ascended, they were able to go wherever they wanted. So there was a colony that actually came from there into Venus, and from there came the legend of the 144,000, right? With Sanat Kumara leading the way, with in the New Age perception, right? So if you haven't heard of Sanat Kumara, I highly recommend that you look into him because he's the one that's actually explaining all these things to me. So Sanat Kumara is an ascended being. He has links to Lyra as being because Lyra was the very first creation, very first population. okay, in this galaxy. And so he's very ancient, okay? And so there is a link to him, to you, and to the Venusian energy of the schoolhouse itself, okay? Um, so the schoolhouse in this particular region is about learning how to work through um, the situations in your life with people, with relationships, but also how to manage your gifts in this manner, okay, and allowing it to be more about compassion and unconditional love of yourself. And that's when the gifts are highlighted, and that's when the gifts are expansive, and that's when the gifts are much more potent, okay. So a lot of self-love stuff, right? And teaching the same thing to others. A lot of feminine energy, a lot of feminine quality comes from Venus, from these beings, from this schoolhouse, from this ascended schoolhouse. And for him in particular, working with him, you will figure how to heal a lot of the things that you needed, or you need to heal, or you want to heal completely, regarding relationships with other people, regarding your own femininity, as well as your own unconditional love of self and others, okay. um so yeah, working with him is important, okay. So not Kumara, so not Kumara, so not Kumara. There are books out there about him. There's this one particular book that I read a long time ago about him. It was back when I was like, because these beings would just show up. He's one of them that would just show up, and I was like, who the hell is this guy? He's good looking, but who the fuck are you, right? So he has a book, like a channeled biography by somebody, and I forgot the name of the freaking book. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, because I have it on Kindle. At least I remember, like, remember when the Kindles barely came out back in like the early, like I think early 2000s. I had one, and I actually downloaded that book. So let me see if I can find it for you, so you could get it and you can read it, because there's a connection there with you. There's a being that he describes in there, that who you are, okay. So he keeps emphasizing this. Let me see. Kindle. I don't know if I have it here. I should have it in here. Kindle. I wonder if I have it on my phone. My Kindle. Like the application to it. Yeah, I have it. Okay, so it's on my phone. Let me see if I can find him in my library. Sanat Kumara. Well, if it'll help if I spell his name correctly. The Story of Sanat Kumara by Janet McClure. So this is how it, I don't know if you could. This is how it looks like. Got it. All right. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but that's how the book looks like. You can download it on Kindle. Okay. The Story of Sanat Kumara, Training a Planetary Logos. That's what it's called. And it's Janet McClure that channels it, okay? Channels all this information from him, okay? All right. That's what I got for you, love. So explore this side of yourself. I'm sure you're going to pick up on who you really are in that specific lifetime. Because he's like emphasizing, she knows who I am. I know her. We know each other. And it's in that book. All right. All right, so let's move on. And it's somebody that he met in Venus. Okay, I think he met you in Venus. Okay. Um Bless you too, Maggie. All right. All right, you guys. So that's all. Let's see one more. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to do the reading for the collective, okay? All right, Mitchie, the queen. You're my last one. Yeah, I haven't read that in a long time. Oh my God, I read this a long, long time ago. But I think you're going to find it really interesting. All right. Let's see. Okay, Michi. Let's see what we can see. Let's see what we can see. Let's see who comes in. All right. Okay, so we're going back to Sirius here, okay? Sirius A. But we're also seeing Orion. So these two, okay? These two are coming in. These two beings are coming in. Represented from Sirius or represented from Orion. The Orion is a masculine energy. The Sirian is a masculine energy too. So magic, they're both magic, magicians, dark and light, a combination of both, duality, balancing, okay, nature, okay, nature. They keep emphasizing nature. Elemental energy, okay. So when we think about nature, we think about dualism as well, as the mother holds within herself different aspects, right? We see it through the storms, we see it through the flooding, we see it through the droughts, we see it through just everything that happens on the planet, right? Through nature, through the elements, right? And so we are not here to judge that, right? Because that is a part of life, that is a part of her nature. There's dualism in her, okay? And so these two are showing you your dualism too, right? Your own nature as a connection, as a connection to the earth, as a connection and a reflection of the elements, okay? The storm, the drought, the hurricane, you know, the deep freeze, right? And the summer, the beauty of spring, you know, things like that. And so this being composed or comprised of the elements as well as the mother's energy, that is exactly what you reflect in turn, okay, in kind. And being able to appreciate that about yourself is very important, okay, because that's how magic works. Magic is both light and dark. Magic is both yin and yang, okay? And it takes all the elements to work together in harmony to accomplish something, okay? And so that's what the Orion is saying. He's like, everything is a part of you, and there is an incorporation of all facets and all energies within you. Okay, and so the Syrian is trying to emphasize that there is no such thing as good or bad or good or evil when it comes to magic work, when it comes to the elements, when it comes to nature, okay, when it comes to the mother. She just is. And the same thing applies to you. There is no good or bad. You just are, okay? And the same thing applies to creator that created everything. And it's just our perception of these things that are distorted, okay? And so that's what she wants, these two want to emphasize, and that's what she wants to emphasize too. As you connect to her, you'll see all of it played out. All of it is necessary, okay? You got the same message today too. But yeah, so that's what I have for you, Michi. I hope this makes sense. All right. Okay, now I'm going to do a reading for the collective, okay? And we're going to do our cards. We're going to get our little cards for this and see who we come up with. See who wants to work with us, right? For this full moon in Aquarius. Which galactics come in. Okay. Woo! We're going to pull 3 cards. Actually, we're going to do 4 cards because we're going to do 1 for each week. So a galactic for each week, okay? Oh my gosh. Wow, okay, cool. All right, the first one for this week, okay, for this beginning of this Leo season, for the moon in Aquarius, we got Logic and Reason from Vega. Okay, Vega is one of the biggest stars in the constellation of Lyra. Okay, that was the biggest and brightest star in the constellation of Lyra. The Vegans had a different history playing out during the evolution of Lyra itself. Okay, so the Vegans had a lot of struggles going on. Okay, a lot of struggles with acceptance of the spiritual way, acceptance of you know, other people's belief systems. So there's a lot of that going on, right? A lot of distortion, a lot of imbalance, and a lot of control energy there. Okay. So that being said, for this Aquarian full moon, for this whole first week of the Leo season, logic and reason can be applicable to certain things, but not to everything. Okay. It's about flowing. It's about allowing yourself to grow beyond what you initially perceive. Okay. So questioning yourself, questioning other people, questioning beliefs, questioning distortions in particular, right? Where if you find yourself in a situation where you are seeing things differently than somebody else, even though you're experiencing the same thing, right? You're witnessing the same exact thing right in front of you, but someone else's experience is very different from your own. It's all about allowing them to have that experience, right? So that they can allow you to have your own, okay? And to not completely dissect it, okay? So we are allowing this full moon in Aquarius to expand our minds, to accept that there's different points of view out there in the collective, and to accept our own point of view. And it doesn't minimize that, okay? It doesn't take away what other people believe, does not take away from your belief. It doesn't minimize it. It doesn't remove it completely, right? Because they have a different experience and a different belief system than your own, okay? And so that's what we're learning for this logic and reason, for this Vega energy, is working with the Vegans and learning how to navigate these cycles of like interactions in particular with different points of views, right? And saying, you know what, even though somebody will get offended, because they will, that you're like, okay, I understand you have a different perspective. I understand you have a different belief system, and that's good for you, but it doesn't work for me because I believe in this. Learning how to do that is the key here, right? Let them be mad. Let them be fucking upset, right? As long as you know that it does not take away from you at all. Anything that they do or say has no real effect on your life and your beliefs, right? No te importa lo que piensa la gente, right? Like, don't worry what people think, right? So that's what this is teaching us for this week, okay? So working with the Lyrans and the Vegans in particular for this beginning of this Leo season is really important for this moon in Aquarius, okay? So that growth can come in, okay? So those are going to be the first guys to work with. Next one we have for the second week of Leo season, we have refining galactic lineage with the Pleiadians. Oh my God, I love working with the Pleiadians because they're so gentle and they're so kind and they're so understanding and they're such diplomats. Where this is definitely the energy you guys are going to be emulating as soon as you work through this, right? You're going to start to be the Pleiadian, you know, you're going to start to be the diplomat. You're going to start to be the, you know what? Everybody's truth is valid, right? That's exactly where we're headed the second week of Leo season. Working with the Pleiadians, that's how you're going to feel like my truth is valid because I exist within it. You know, I see this as my truth. Their truth is valid because they exist within it and they see it as their truth, right? And it does not take away from your truth. It should never take away from your truth or their truth, right? When people get riled up, right, wanting to be right, that's when you know that you've grown way more beyond their understanding. And of course, they're still growing. You know, there's nothing wrong with them being in that mindset, right? That's their journey. But eventually they're going to be like you, where they're going to grow over and get over it and not having to be the one that's right. They're going to get over it, right? And then they're going to see things the way that you see things, right? Or who cares, man? Like, who cares? Let's just live your life, you know, be happy. If it makes sense to you, it makes sense. If it doesn't, just move on. All right. So working with the Pleiadians for the second week, okay? Next ones, we are going to explore. So for the refinement of galactic lineage, it has to do with exploring Lemurian era lineage too. It has to do with exploring the Earth realm because there was a lot of galactics that came down here for the creation and the evolution of our species, okay? And we probably were those galactics at some point, you know, back in the day. And so exploring the Earth Lemurian energy will be very beneficial for the third week of Leo season. Exploring the information that you gained when you were there, when you existed there. Lemuria still exists, okay? It still exists in the ethers. Visiting them, visiting yourself, like, remember, time is an illusion. It exists at this right now, right? The past exists now. The future exists now. The present exists now. So meditate to connect to the ether, to Lemuria, and connect to that lifetime that you had there, okay? So that you can reveal a lot of little nuggets of wisdom and bring them back into this life to assist you with your path, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing for refining the galactic lineage there too, to see where you were connected or who you were connected with, galactically speaking, or who you were if you were a galactic back then, okay? So that's what we have for the third week. All right. All right, for the final week of Leo season, we have pioneering spirit, the Lyrans. So the lions themselves, the Lyrans, okay? Pioneers, the ones that went forth and explored this galaxy fearlessly, knowing that there was life there. There was life out there somewhere. So be the fearless Lyran for the final week of Leo season, to explore the spirit realm, to explore aspects of yourself, to explore the universe, to explore society here too on the earth plane, right? To network, to work with other people, and to learn from, as well as to teach. Okay, this is the whole point of the Lyran energy coming in, is you know you are a master. Okay, you know you've ascended before, but now let's apply that ascension knowledge to this lifetime and become the student once more. And then when you feel you're ready, become the teacher to others. Okay, so that's what we're stepping into, the teacher role, knowledge gained from all of these interactions and all these connections to our other galactic families. And so finally, at the end of Leo season, there's going to be an evolutionary leap on your behalf within you, because you're going to become the master once more. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys for this Leo season. Yay, so exciting. All right. Yay. Lizzie Darker, yeah, oye mi amor. I hear the mana music. All right, so that's all I have, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here once more. I love you guys so much. It was really fun. Make sure you explore those aspects of yourselves. Make sure you do what you need to do for your own evolution. Working with this beautiful energy in full moon in Aquarius will definitely push you forward in that sense, where you will be, there's going to be like the barriers that we've created, you know, due to our societal structure, our cultural background, our belief systems are fading away. They're very thin right now. So now you can create your own world. Now you can create your own, pretty much your own self in the image of who you truly are, without limitations. Okay, limitless. Become limitless, because that's who you really are. Limitless. You're infinite. Okay, you are creator. All right, so that's what we're gonna be doing for this full moon. Yay, I'm excited. All right, you're welcome, you guys. Thank you so much. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys on Monday, because we're going to do readings on Monday for the week. Okay, love you guys. Have a wonderful full moon in Aquarius. Remember, you are limitless. All right, bye-bye.